Time for last call. Let's take a look at the most bet props for Thursday Night Football via DraftKings. Breece Hall rushing yards drop down to 50+. That's an alt line. That's minus 235. Breece Hall receptions over 4.5. That's at minus 105. 3 Ramondre Stevenson lines. 50+, minus 285. These are all for rushing. 60+ is minus 155. If you're feeling bold, 70+ is plus money at plus 110.
It's almost like people have watched the Jets try to play run defense.
And the Patriots' obsession with running the football, not throwing to their receivers. This is public's on it.
1,000% on a short week. That's, short week games in New York. Obviously, the Jets have yet to stop the run. Pollard looked great against them. Jordan Mason looked great against them. Ramondre's looked really good through 2 weeks. Feels like him and Hunter Henry are the only Patriots that you can trust from a fantasy perspective in this game. I'm really intrigued by Jalen Polk, who I think is very talented and feels like, the underlying usage has been very encouraging. So that's a guy that I wouldn't mind grabbing and stashing. I don't know that I would feel comfortable starting him just yet, especially not the Jets against the Jets secondary. But I think he's kind of interesting. They have a competent offense, Jay.
Yep, they do. How serious do you think the Jets' problems are on defense? Do you just think it's just a hiccup?
Well, it's getting worse. Jermaine Johnson just tore his Achilles. C.J. Mosley's dealing with a toe injury. Their backup linebackers are very good. Jamie Sherwood and Quincy, obviously Quincy was an all-pro last year. But the defensive line's thin, and they got Lecky Fotu on IR. He's supposed to be their big, gapping kind of guy. So it's going to remain a problem. They're going to have to play very heavy against the New England team. They've run a 6th offensive lineman 26 times this year already. They're telling you they're going to run the ball. Their 12 personnel usage is only behind the Ravens, second highest in the league. They play with 2 tight ends. They play with the 6th offensive lineman. They want to run the ball. What's your best bet tonight?
Well, hang on before you get there. Is Braylon Allen flex playable after last week's big week, especially given what you just said and knowing that short week?
It's a short week, right? So I think, yes. His rushing line, by the way, it opened this week around 14.5, 15.5 on DraftKings. It's over 21. Now, so that's a big movement for a backup running back.
Yeah.
And the Jets used the pony package, 2 running backs 4 times last week very effectively. I think that'll be doubled on Thursday Night Football. Yep. Braylon Allen he's touchdown dependent.
Sure.
But if you're desperate, he's very interesting.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay, my best bet, gentlemen. This is what betting's all about. This is what the forefathers really fought for. Taking Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 rushing yards at plus 100. You think Aaron Rodgers, the most kind of aware of everything going on around him, you think he isn't aware of everyone calling him a statue for the first 2 weeks of the season? Now he's on Primetime, Island game, Rodgers. His last 10 games as a Packer, he went over this 7 out of 10. And so I think that Rodgers, Kirk Cousins had 4 carries on Monday Night Football. I think that he'll have a carry and he'll go over 1.5 rushing yards.
I know. I got so burned on. I love those kind of bets, but then I had Jordan Love over on the rushing, and who's a lot more mobile than Aaron Rodgers, and
give me one play.
That didn't feel. I just like the Patriots to cover, right? I mean, the line is 38.5, and the Patriots are getting 6. That just feels like a very big line for a division game against a team that won in Week 1. They beat the Bengals, and last week almost won. They lost by 3.
They should have won that game.
They covered.
They've obviously covered in 2 straight. Division game, short week. I think it's going to be a slow game. So, give me the Patriots plus 6.
I think it'll be ugly as well. And I do think the Patriots cover, but I think the Jets win. And they could win on the back of Greg Zuerlein having over 1.5 field goals.
Let's go.
Patriots are stingy in the red.
Yes,
They're stingy on their side of the field. The Jets might have a few drives disrupted, ended on that side. Greg the Leg's been one of the more reliable kickers in the NFL the last couple of years. 1.5. It's a minus 115. It's not
you can't put the field goal prop into a same-game parlay, unfortunately. Otherwise, but I like all 3 bets.
Yep.
I like our chances tonight. There you go. So
That's
we'll see.
Us.
Yeah.
Wild show today.
Wild show today.
There's nothing really left to say.
It's interesting. We started out with we thought, well, we're going to have a little fun with the neighborhood swinger thing, and then just completely off the rails. It's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you definitely can't stay here. For Jay and Connor, I'm Matthew Berry. God bless. Someone get me a good hotel room. Good luck tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.